Most people come to Zanzibar looking for perfect beaches, but the island gives you far more than blue water and white sand. It gives you spice in the air, history under your feet, and music on the shoreline, and sunsets that make the whole coast feel alive. Set in the Indian Ocean off Tanzania, Zanzibar feels like a meeting point between Africa, Arabia, India, and the sea. Every part of the island carries that mix. You notice it first in Stone Town. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, Stone Town is one of the most important historic places on the Swahili coast. The streets are narrow, shaded, and full of movement. Wooden doors stand like pieces of art. Balconies hang over quiet lanes. Markets spill out with color, voices, fruit, fabric, and the scent of cloves drifting through the heat. This is not the kind of history you only read about. You walk through it. You hear it in the call to prayer. You see it in the old coral stone buildings. You feel it in the way the town still moves around the water, just as it has for generations. But Stone Town's beauty also carries weight. Behind the carved doors and old coral stone walls is a history of trade, empire, faith, wealth, and pain. Zanzibar's past is not simple, and that is part of why the place feels so layered. It is found at the table. Grilled seafood arrives fresh from the coast. Delicious island food carries the warmth of Zanzibar. From tropical fruit and coastal spices to rich coconut flavors shaped by the sea. Chapati, spiced tea, tropical fruit, and slow-cooked flavors turn every meal into part of the journey. The food feels simple at first. Then you realize it carries the same story as the island itself. Trade, culture, family, ocean. And away from the coast, Zanzibar changes again. In Jozani Forest, the air feels cooler, the paths grow quieter, and the island reveals a different kind of beauty. Here, red Colobus monkeys move through the trees with a calm, watchful energy. Mangroves stretch through the wetlands, sunlight cuts through the forest in soft pieces, one shaped by shade, wildlife, and conservation. And the quieter parts of nature that do not ask for attention, but stay with you anyway. Then the island opens again on the east coast. In places like Paje and Jambiani, the ocean behaves differently. The tide pulls the water far from the shore, leaving behind shallow lagoons and exposed sand. Seaweed farms stretch across the coast. Local life moves with the tide here. Women work in the seaweed beds. Kite surfers cross the bright water. Villages sit close to the beach, where the line between daily life and natural beauty feels almost invisible. This side of Zanzibar feels less polished, but more lived in. It shows you the island beyond the resort view. It shows you work, patience, wind, salt, and the slow rhythm of coastal life. And after the old town, the markets, the forest, and the east coast, the island opens into something softer. In Nungwi, the coast opens. The shoreline stretches wide, bright, and calm. The water shifts from turquoise to deep blue. Wooden boats rest near the shoreline. And village life moves just steps away from the sand. Wooden boats rest near the shore. Barefoot travelers move slowly across the sand, as if the island has convinced everyone to stop rushing. And the whole place carries a soft energy, alive but never rushed. Then the island slows down again in Kendwa. The beach stretches wider here, with open sand, softer water, and a calmer feeling that makes the whole coast seem slower. This is where the day begins to loosen its grip. The sky turns warm. The shoreline starts to glow. Dhow boats move across the horizon, their sails cutting through the last light as the ocean settles into a quieter rhythm. Kendwa does not need a dramatic sunset to stay with you. It simply lets the evening unfold. And somehow, that is enough. But some of the island's best beauty is hidden below the surface. Near Mnemba Atoll, the water becomes clear enough to reveal a completely different world. Coral reefs spread across the seafloor. Bright fish move through the reef. Turtles pass through the blue with slow, effortless calm. And when dolphins appear offshore, the ocean suddenly feels bigger, wilder, and more alive than it did before. This is where Zanzibar becomes more than a beach escape. It becomes a full island experience. Old streets, spice markets, coastal food, clear water, golden evenings, and a culture shaped by centuries of movement across the Indian Ocean. The sound of the waves becomes softer. By night, everything settles into a different mood. Lanterns glow near the water. The air cools. From the deck of a dhow, with Stone Town fading behind you, the stars soon shine above the sea. It feels ancient, but never frozen in time. It feels peaceful in a way that follows you long after the journey ends. That is what makes this place unforgettable. You may arrive for the beaches, but you leave remembering the doors, the spices, the food, the boats, the voices, and the quiet beauty of the island after sunset. Zanzibar is not just beautiful. It is layered. It is warm. It is alive with history, culture, flavor, and sea. And when you leave, it does not feel like the island disappears behind you. It feels like part of it comes with you. And somewhere beyond the shoreline, Zanzibar is still waiting.